Skype.
So who's this mystery caller?
Obama.
Ah, nice.
I got Obama on the show.
Do we really want to hear what he has to say?
Fuck no, but I do want to hear what our special caller has to say. What's up, James?
Not much. What's up?
Hello, James. All right.
Well, what's up with y'all? Another day in paradise?
Yeah.
Another day in paradise. Good to have you on unexpectedly.
Oh, well, thank you. It's one of my favorite places to be.
Right on.
So what, were y'all talking about that Charlie Hebdo blah, blah, blah earlier?
Oh, yeah, we've been talking about a lot of shit tonight. But, yeah, we did kind of get into that. We actually didn't get much into that tonight. Our guest was, every time we have Michael Rivero on, we talk about so much and try to fit it all in 1 hour. It kind of, you know.
Yeah, I made a comment about that today on my Facebook, and it blew up into this whole, like, scandal thing. It was crazy. I was pretty shocked at what some people were saying. Because my whole thing was, all I said was, I don't think it's in good taste to publish stuff like that. And everybody twisted my words into, oh, you don't believe in free speech and all this kind of stuff. I was like, no, when did I say that? I never said that they shouldn't have the right to publish or they, whatever. I just think the whole thing is stupid. Whatever happened to the age of, like, classy people in politics, like Jacqueline Kennedy and Princess Diana and people like that, who promoted peace and unity and all this stuff. Now we've become this culture of, let's piss off and hurt and insult as many people as possible for entertainment value. I mean, that's the part that I don't understand.
I'm completely unfamiliar with this. What is this about?
Oh, that Numbnuts magazine in France that did the cartoon of Mohammed and yada yada.
Yeah, yeah. You know what he's talking about, Jeff.
Right. The whole thing that started.
The whole, the Paris, the little false flag bullshit in Paris with the, yeah.
No, the discussion on my stupid Facebook got so irate with people that Facebook flagged it and removed it. It was so vulgar. I mean,
wow.
And what shocked me was how bloodthirsty people are. It's like, oh yeah, kill them all. It's like, okay, Can you not see how that kill them all attitude is exactly what got us into this situation?
It did too.
I don't get it. And, you can sit there and all these people and then, of course, the obligatory, the white man is being bred out of existence and all this kind of, it's like, no. There's just...
Right.
There's absolutely no empirical evidence to suggest that. Come on now. I mean, you can't explain how the laws of attraction work and how DNA profiles, genetic profiles keep going for thousands and thousands of years. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And the whole thing, and then somebody even said, oh, what about the multiculturalism? That obviously doesn't work. Have you ever been to the city of Los Angeles? I mean, give me a break. It's
sad. This is the tune of a lot of people, though. They truly, I mean, for most things, when it comes to immigration, black people, Muslims, they just don't want, they think that white people are going to, like, become impure or something, some delusional, crazy thing. And it's just, they're idiots, is what it is. I mean, they really are. And they're everywhere. We're surrounded by them.
And they're breeding like crazy.
Yeah, man. They're like rabbits.
Right, okay, so let me see. Now, it never happened when the Turks invaded Europe. It never happened when China did their various invasions. I mean, come on. It's just, there's no evidence to suggest that could happen. You can't breed an entire race out of existence. That's even, look at Native Americans. They're still around. I mean, they got hit pretty hard, I would say. It's so ridiculous, and everybody loves to hate. It just blows my mind.
Yep.
People do love to hate.
Indeed. The only thing that comes close to being a concern of mine is the whole Islam thing, and I know Chris and Michael don't like to talk about this, but and honestly, it could be like a whole CIA thing just to make us like divided and everything. But there are still a lot of religious fanatics that want to impose Sharia law on the world, and they truly want to do it.
I would think that would be as equally dangerous as imposing fundamentalist Christianity or Judaism or anything else for that matter. I mean,
of course it would. Yeah, but that's not being imposed.
Well, being imposed is the rule of law, you know.
Not through the law. It's not through the legal system. It's not. They want to actually impose religious fundamentalism through politics, through the law. They want
this is why I'm happy living in California.
We maintain a better separation of church and state. We really do.
That's important. Church and state, the separation between church and state is everything to me. That's very, very important. And any religion that claims to want to change that for the entire world, to me, is threatening. I mean, they can do whatever they want, but when they want to take over the legal system and change it, that is not cool.
Well, somewhere here like California, we have the separation, but somewhere like Texas, where I grew up, that's one of the reasons why I can't stand Texas, because growing up there, you have that whole Southern Baptist convention shoved down the throat of the legal system, and that's what they base all the laws. That's why you have wet and dry parts of town where you can consume liquor or purchase liquor or not. I mean, it's so utterly ridiculous.
Baptists are crazy.
Yeah, they are.
They are, dude. Yeah, that's my mom's side of the family. My mom's side of the family started the first Baptist church in this country. Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I mean, they're crazy, but I mean, they're not going to start cutting off people's heads and shit. I mean, they're not going to take it to the next level. They're just going to talk about, like, you're going to hell and you're damned. I mean, all they do is talk shit. That's fine. I can tolerate that. I'm fine with that. I mean...
Going to hell. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to hell. Thank you. Okay, continue on. Keep walking. That's fine. If that's the worst that they do, that's fine. I mean, that's... You know, occasionally you'll get some crazy person who wants to blow up a clinic or something, but...
Yeah, well, and that stuff's horrible, but you can't, I mean, heavy doses of religion is fine, but when you start crossing that line of, mine's the chosen one, we're the chosen people, everybody else has to die, that's a problem. You know, because you can find Christians, Jews, and Muslims who all feel that way radically in various sects, and that is a huge problem, yeah.
Yeah, I tend not to blame too much of religion. I always think how it flourishes, you know, how people get these ideas, and I think it's because of money. You know, I think that's the true religion that's our enemy, is the religion of money.
I have no doubt that the CIA and probably the Vatican funds these terrorist groups. The Vatican, I believe, created Islam from the beginning. I mean, so for all I know, they could have created all religions.
Oh, yeah,
well, the part that concerns me the most of what I see going on right now with this and the France thing and all of that is, you know that I rail on the cabal that controls Freemasonry and all that. Well, that's what I see happening. If anybody that's familiar with that whole Albert Pike and the 3 World Wars, that's exactly what's happening right in front of us, is that third one.
Yep, and they're doing that.
Anyone who's not familiar with that, Google Albert Pike, 3 World Wars, and read it. It's real. It's not a forgery. It's not faked or in any way. That Albert Pike wrote that document, and World War I and World War II just so happened to come off exactly the way he said. And remember, he wrote this in 1871. So now, with what's going on in the geopolitical climate in the world today, it looks like we're at the threshold of 3, and that's what concerns me the most.
So that document that Pike wrote, was it a letter to someone?
Yeah.
I did look into it, yeah.
To that Mazzini guy, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was creepy. Real creepy. I mean, that should be an eye-opener for anybody.
Yeah, I was real shocked because Alex Jones, of all people, just recently did a thing about it, and usually he kind of dodges that subject matter, but, I mean, it's true.
Did you ever hear the claim that the Vatican actually created Islam? And I know I said earlier they created all religions. Obviously not. I mean, how far? Who created who? Did Judaism create Catholicism? I mean, the Jesuits. I mean, who?
I don't think the Vatican created Islam, and the reason I think that is because the Vatican really only was organized and in power just a little while before that time frame of when the Prior of Sion created the Knights Templars, and the Knights Templars went off on their crusade to the Holy Land and ran into Islam, because the Templars fought and overtook the Islamists twice to win the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. And so they dealt with that whole, that's where you get the hashish. That was the assassins from the Islam side that the Templars trained. And so this is dating it all back to the year 1000.
Right.
And Islam was certainly alive and well at that point. So, and it seemed like the two weren't always at odds. I mean, there were some very strange things that went on historically between. There's a really good book out there. It's by Wasserman, The Templars and the Assassins, that talks about that whole thing, and that's what went on. And I don't think the Vatican is always involved in conspiracies to destroy things, not create.
So who created these religions then? The Anunnaki?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, even the most in the know Masonic scholars, which I guess I would be one of, it's impossible to trace the origins of that. And anyone who sits there and tells you that they know or they have the answers, they're lying, because they don't know. It goes back to a certain point, and that's it.
Dude, they could have very well went outside one night and witnessed a UFO landing and got taken up in a UFO, and they could have been told the truth by an alien. I don't know, dude.
Well, your ancient astronaut theorists and all those people, I mean, I think that there is something to that, because a lot of things that, if we were to describe something beyond our comprehension that's really truly like a technological marvel, we would we would retell the story using like a magical kind of a, speech. Mm-hmm. Same way if you traveled back in time to, 1800 with your laptop, you'd probably be killed for witchcraft. I mean, it's entirely possible, that's for sure.
Probably. I mean, depending on who you, came in contact with, sure. Yeah, oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
No, they... Yeah, I wouldn't want to be sent back in time to that period. Yep. Yeah, I'd probably have a hard time blending in.
Yeah.
And you'd have to blend in to survive. I love time travel. Whatever. Back to the Future, favorite movies of all time, right there.
Yeah, well, Back to the Future 2 took place in 2015, which we're now in, and we don't have fucking hoverboards. What's up with that?
That's right.
What do you mean? I have a hoverboard.
Really?
Really, dude? What are you talking about? He has a hoverboard. Oh, that would be awesome, though.
We do have a lot of the other stuff, though. We have the Skype and the flat screens and all that stuff.
It's not too bad.
Holograms.
Hyperinflation hasn't set in though yet. I guess that's going to happen this year, maybe. Oh, it might. It looks like a very high possibility that this is the year hyperinflation happens. A lot of people think Planet X is going to happen at the end of the year. Nibiru or whatever.
I mean, I thought that we were over that. Really, is that still?
It's never going to end. You know this. Every year, dude. It's never going to end. You'll be hearing it for the rest of our lives. Every year, Nibiru.
Yes, people love their doomsday theories, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Planet X. It's coming. Man.
Did you say Planet X?
Planet X, Nibiru. Wormwood.
Funny that you say that. I should probably say, speaking of Planet X, Tuesday. Remember Bob Fletcher that we were supposed to have on to talk about Planet X? He is on Tuesday. We have him on Tuesday.
Awesome.
He's going to be on Tuesday. So
that's just awesome.
Yeah.
You're actually Planet X. Okay.
It's funny because I just got an email from him 4 hours ago. So yeah.
It really is awesome.
That's 7:22. Yeah. So we have we have him for 2 hours. So we'll be talking about that and whatever. But yeah, we got Bob Fletcher on Tuesday. So
it's always entertaining.
And I'll throw this out here because we only have we got 20. I mean, we can go into overtime if we want tonight, but
y'all, last time I was on the show, you said you were gonna hook me up with Wells over at Caravan to Midnight. Where's he?
I sent the email. You never got anything back.
You gotta do it again, Chris. Gotta do it.
Do that.
Do it again.
Put that down right here. Right. Yep.
Perhaps work for the Masons, he does.
I love Wells, though, man. He's, well, no, that's actually, Bob Fletcher, we were going to have him on Thursday, but he's actually on Caravan to Midnight this Thursday. That's why he's coming on Tuesday.
Cool.
James, you are the real deal, man. I mean, you may just be pissing off and scaring a lot of people. I think that is very likely.
Well, I'm actually a huge fan of John Wells. I don't think there's anything crooked or questionable going on with him. I'm sure he's just a phenomenally busy guy. I mean, given his background and success in the business and all that, so that's totally understandable. But yeah, no, I have found out, though, as long as I've been doing this now, that there are people that tend to avoid me like the plague, and then it always comes to pass that whenever I finally run into one of them who's been avoiding me, that there's a reason why. Like they had something to hide, that they were afraid that I might sniff out and point my little finger and, scream Mason or whatever I do. So, yeah.
Perhaps they were threatened.
Well, actually, me and James were up pretty late one night and listening to Coast to Coast. And
before I completely ruined the program.
You sure did. And that was awesome. Yeah, James called into who was on that night? Was it Nori? It wasn't Nori, was it?
Nori was the host, but I don't. Should we say the guest name or not? Because I really don't want to give it any more publicity than it has.
Okay, well then don't. If you don't want to give her, don't. Well, yeah. No, yeah. He called in how many times?
Well, no, I started a like a phone tree type thing to where the whole show got bombarded with ridiculous callers. And my favorite one was I'm not even sure who did it. Somebody in Texas, I think I know who did it. That called in and the preacher guy was not me. No. Called in and said, "Let's all say a prayer," and it was hilarious.
Oh no, I missed that.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm living proof of it. I listened to it. I can. Did you download that show?
Yeah, I've got it somewhere in this hodgepodge of files in my computer.
I was gonna say, because if you don't have it downloaded, I can download it because I have a Coast Insider account. So.
I don't, so I didn't download it. I ripped it from KFI here in LA, and as it was broadcasting. So.
Right. That was a good night. I stayed up for that.
You guys were prank calling them, eh?
Well, yeah, because what was on there was so stupid. Let's just say someone was trying to act like an authority on stuff based on a Ouija board. Yeah.
That is funny, and the fact that they even entertained that guest is even funnier.
Well, that's the thing that I've come to learn about Coast to Coast in that studio in Burbank is it's for entertainment purposes only. They don't ever intend on sticking anybody real and truthful on that goddamn show.
Wow. Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would totally trust the spirits that come through that.
No, they've had more fakers and scammers and snake oil salesmen on that show before. They had a guy on one time that was a glorified crystal salesman in Sedona, Arizona, who was trying to sell $5,000 workshops to ascend to the fifth dimension on December 21st, 2012. I mean, just ridiculous. So
yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, and people wonder why there's so much misinformation in the world. That's why. So, and Alex Jones is the same way, and so is David Icke, and so is Jordan Maxwell, and so is Fritz Springmeier, Mark Dice, and the whole lot, you know. I mean, give me a break. He's like, I'm going to tell you the secrets about the Illuminati. How would you know?
I don't. Jordan Maxwell's, I don't know, his symbolism was kind of interesting.
I think he's an excellent researcher, but, and to his credit, he does at least say when he doesn't know all of what he's talking about. I respect that, but he likes to promote that whole we're fucked, doom and gloom type mentality, you know, the same way that Alex Jones keeps his listeners in the fetal position all day long, and I just don't care for that.
Yeah. That's a pretty good description right there.
I know, I've met some.
Oh, man.
Chicken Little, the sky is falling, that old fable. Yeah.
Yep. And a lot of times, like, they want it to fall.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Hold on, pause. Michael, are you connected now?
Yeah, I'm connected through the phone.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Sorry, guys. I was trying to connect Michael back. He's having trouble with Skype. So. He's back. Anyway, continue.
What's up, Jeff and Derek, right?
Hey. That's James.
Jeff and James.
Oh, okay,
No,
James.
Derek.
I missed that part.
It's James,
yes,
man. James Wright, man.
The out of control James Wright, yeah. No, I've got a really, really huge announcement that I would like to say here, but I don't want to prematurely ejaculate it. So, but there's some big news coming with me. Yeah, got real exciting stuff going on here in Hollywood. I think that the whole truth game is getting ready to bump up to the next gear. I'm really excited about what's going on around me. So That's why I've been kind of quiet lately and laying low, because I've been, building my little fortress and assembling my troops, so to speak.
Good, man.
I hope you know what you're doing, because, there's a good chance the bad guys are watching closely, too.
Well, I don't always know what I'm doing.
I think it's past that point,
Yeah, no. Fortunately, I've got a lot of, people go on about, oh, Hollywood is so awful, bad, and horrible, evil, but no, there's a good side to it too. There's good people in it, and based on my last experience living and working there, yeah, I know what the mistakes that were made were, especially getting in bed with New Falcon Publications, my publisher, the CEO is now going down in a ball of flames for a underage sex scandal at the L.A. Community College, because he's a basketball coach there, and yeah, it's like a whole Jerry Sandusky thing all over again, and I've got to go testify that I'm actually under a gag order. I'm not supposed to be talking about it, but that much is in KTLA.com, so I can say that.
Wow.
Yep. But no, big stuff going down, and I don't know. Okay, I'll give a little bit of a hint. Here very shortly, you're going to be seeing me on a major cable network. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, really? You're going to get on RT there?
Someone with a network has contacted me, and yeah, the ball is moving. So it's nothing I went out and looked for. It found me. So I'm very pleasantly surprised by it, and
better.
Yeah. And it goes to show that there's still places in the media that are not censored and controlled, because otherwise they wouldn't even be calling me. And yeah, so exactly. I'm psyched.
Good, man. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, thanks.
I hope that goes through.
Yeah, I will have to behave to a certain extent, because it would be network television, so I can't, go off on my usual tirades and my profane rants, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more professional up there, huh?
Keep me in mind when you do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see. I'm hoping that I get some kind of creative control with it, but I'm ready to accept that I likely won't, so but what I can hope to do is do a much better job than, say, like Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura did, or because that show had some fallacies in it. They had a lot of, I don't think that it was their fault. I think that people they researched and got in contact with gave them bad information, and then they went on that bad information. And
they're only going to let you say so much anyway.
Yeah, well, actually, is what we were just talking about that night with the prank calls in the Coast to Coast. The guest that we were prank calling was one of the guests from Conspiracy Theory, Jesse Ventura, that gave him a lot of the bad information, and it was that episode about the shape-shifting reptilians, which I'm sorry I don't believe in. I've been around the block in these environments, and I've never seen one.
Right.
People say I'm one, okay, and I just don't.
You are. I know you are. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that episode. I thought he was a bit mean on them.
Yeah,
well, that's not what the episode was supposed to be. That episode was actually supposed to be about that Dragon Court with Nicholas DeVere, and that's the reason why they contacted the person that they did, which was the wrong one to contact, who'd gone insane, and gave them horribly terrible information. And so it transformed, talk about shape-shifting, it transformed into this episode about reptilians, which is not at all relevant to that discussion. It really infuriates me, but anyway.
Oops, what do I do? Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure about it. I'm half and half. I mean, it's the people who supposedly do shapeshift. I suspect they could just be highly possessed. That's what it could be, and
yeah,
like,
I believe in that phenomenon, but
and what you're seeing, like if a person's face morphs, then you're probably just seeing the demon or the entity that's in them.
Right, and things like that have been documented.
Maybe it's a unique monster itself.
What's that, dude? I didn't hear you.
A shapeshifter. Maybe it's a unique monster itself.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know, honestly. I know that something's going on, but that's why I'm more likely to believe that it's just possession.
Yeah, I think that's the
control.
more likely explanation for sure.
Yeah, I really doubt it's aliens. Changing the frequency, their surrounding frequencies, vibration, whatever, to make them look human, and they require human blood, specifically blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, to maintain them human. That's what the claim is.
I'm blonde-haired, blue-eyed. So.
That's what the claim is. That's what Arizona. You saw the interview with Arizona Wilder.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what she claims, that the reptilians need the blood of blonde-haired, blue-eyed people to maintain their human form, holographic form. That's what. That is. And Al Gore is hugely into that shit.
If you want my blood, I guarantee you're the first transfusion you're gonna get fucked up.
What?
You're drunk as hell. Donate blood.
I just made that up. I totally made that up.
Supposedly it's a drug to them, so that they might like that.
See, now the reptilians are going to come into your bedroom tonight when you're sleeping and do exactly what you just invited them to do.
Yeah, right.
They do whatever. It is what it is.
Well, if they are listening, then I doubt they're really taking all that seriously.
Hey, we have like 50 seconds of the live show left. We'll take a little break. If you guys don't mind, we'll come back. We'll like shoot the shit for a little bit and wrap up after this. But I just
sure.
I just want to let the listeners know we're about we got like 30 seconds left. So
just when it gets good too. Reptilian.
So we got some good talk going on here. So it's going to cut off from the live show, everybody. You can listen to it tomorrow or later, whatever. Do what you got to do. But we're going to take a quick break here. Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I got to say. We'll be back. And we're back.
What's up?
Hey.
Hello.
By the way, that last track was by me.
Nice.
Very cool.
So, I'm throwing my music out there. No, that was actually my second newest track. I released an album on January 13th, and that was one of the tracks, so I thought I'd play it.
It's like a 20-minute long song.
We lost Michael. Anyway.
Well, Michael's not coming back then because it's past 12.
What's that?
He's not going to be able to come back.
No, he can't. That's why I was like, you can't lose the call because you can't fall back in.
God, you people with your Eastern time zone. Shit.
Yep. Man.
Once we get into after hours, people can't call in and shit. So
no one's listening to us right now.
Yeah. Well, no one's listening right now, but they will after.
Right. On the archive. They want to hear about reptilians. We have a responsibility. We must carry it out.
Okay, so reptilians. Let's see. I think there's something up with her. I think she's either dead or in a coma.
Yeah, dude. Oh, really? Interesting.
Why else were the word is the phraseology the sentry guards at the palace? You know, the ones that don't move or whatever. Why were they taken down? There's only one thing that calls for that in royal protocol, which means no more queen.
Uh-oh.
And you know how they love their protocol.
I didn't know this. So, who's going to be the next queen or king?
I think that whole family is self-destructing, and they're all fighting over it. I think it's going to be a celebrity death match between fucking Charles and William. Wow. So, what body did the reptilian queen pick for her next victim? She's got to continue existing. Maybe the baby, George or whatever, yeah.
She's got to jump into a new body.
Well, no, he was already here technically, so now it would be that next baby on the way, yeah.
That's right. Oh, man.
Not that, I mean, which actually, it is, I mean, there is a such thing as genetic memory. Science is only now beginning to understand what that is and begin to kind of unravel it and want to unravel it and all that. But, I mean, so you do carry a bit of your ancestors with you, you know, but as far as that body jumping stuff, I think that's a bit ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. I try to understand it. It's all pretty crazy. Body snatching, jumping from body to body.
Mm-hmm.
Reptilians don't have souls. That's why they have to jump from body to body. I'm just like, okay. That's cool. I could never understand that though. Like the claim that they don't have souls is just, how can anything alive not have a soul? I mean, all animals I would think have souls. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think the universe probably has a lot of biodiversity in it, so I would completely expect there to be some kind of humanoid life form out there that is reptilian in nature, but this shape-shifting stuff, I mean, come on. When are we going to actually start to accept the science and technology that's in our lives and quit with this medieval, you're a witch, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, I could see, I don't know, the dinosaurs millions of years ago, supposedly, up to hundreds of thousands of years ago. And then you have, could they have evolved into a humanoid figure, somewhat humanoid, and with their intelligence, and could they have developed some sort of crazy technology? I don't know. It sounds science fiction to me, but I also know that anything is possible. I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, yeah, there's mass urban legends here in L.A. about the underground reptile city and all that beneath the old Fort Hill place entrance and all that. Because there was a prospector who used the very early invention of like ground penetrating radar back around the turn of the century to discover that, and they went down there and they did discover some kind of tunnels or shafts down to an older like site that maybe an ancient, like an Anasazi type of people lived in or something like that. But no one's ever produced a reptilian, and none seem to come up to the surface and walk around.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's
I would bet on it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I was living in Phoenix, there were always there's weird stuff that goes out there at the foothills of the Superstition Mountains, and there's reports from time to time of like, dude is driving through the middle of the desert and reports seeing a reptilian running down the side of the road, and but again, you know, there's never any, at least with like UFO stuff, you get the occasional photographic evidence and that kind of stuff, but with the reptilian stuff, nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I'd freak out if I saw a reptilian.
So, well, the way the mythology goes, that's what you're supposed to not do. If you freak out, supposedly it's like a fear thing, and then they want to eat you up or whatever.
Sure. Well, they say because of fear, it makes the adrenaline or whatever. It makes
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
dude,
if you have Duke Nukem balls of steel, then I guess you're fine.
I would freeze up still. I wouldn't like panic and like throw my arms around or anything. I would just freeze up scared. I'm sure they would sense that though. I
guess. I don't know.
I saw a chupacabra once, and that's what I did. I was in my car though. I was parked. It was the car was not turned on. I turned the lights on. And I was in front of the car, and I just froze up like I was scared as shit. It stared at me for like 5, maybe 10 seconds tops, probably about 7 seconds, and just took off.
Yeah, no, see, that's a creature that there is a body of evidence behind, and literally bodies that are evident. I mean, especially down there in Texas where I'm from, there's usually about a story, if not once a year, once every other year. It's always some little corn-fed rancher's son that him and the father saw the thing, and they opened fire on it with their shotguns, and lo and behold, killed it. And they come out there and they check it out, and they run tests, and no, it's not a coyote. No, it's not a hyena. No, it's not this, not, and it's a chupacabra, and they sell them to Ripley's Believe It or Not, and that's the end of the story. And no one ever seems to pay attention to that. I don't know. So
I got one that lives across my aunt's house in a swamp up in northwestern Jersey. Oh, it's great. Yeah, it still creeps the hell out of me though. I mean, her house is like a good 50, 75 feet from the from the swamp. But a couple months ago, I went outside in the front porch early in the morning, saw some creepy things, and then I heard something coming from the swamp, like, you know. And I was like, screw that, I'm going back inside. I'm not staying out here. I'm not going to stand out here and become like food for a chupacabra. I don't know, or maybe not food. Maybe he wanted to make friends. I don't want to make friends with the chupacabra. That's cool and all. I mean, I'd rather not do that. That'd be kind of creepy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. I mean, even hell, here where I'm in the hills above Hollywood, there's freaky shit. I mean, but it's always explainable. We have coyotes, we have bears. I mean, there's all kinds of little things out there running around at night that, I mean, you'd be an idiot to let your little dog run around free roam or something at night, you know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so my aunt has like 15 cats now, maybe 14 cats, and every night she tries to get them all inside. I don't blame her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my pets walking around outside at night. Who the hell knows what's out there? I'm sure it's not reptilians, though. If it was, the reptilians are apparently living large in palaces and shit. So they got a good deal going on, man. They're not living in swamps.
Yeah, or these giant gold cities beneath the major cities. Yeah.
I wonder if the Bigfoot and Chupacabra are jealous over the reptilians, man. they gotta like get together and like talk shit and be like, man, how come they got all the good life? How come they got it good? I mean, why do we have to live in the muck? You know.
Yeah, damn reptilians stole their thunder.
Yep. Gotta live in the woods. Or in the lake. Man, I hate that Sasquatch show, that Bigfoot show. It's so corny.
That is the dumbest. I've only seen clips of it that they run on the Soup, and it's so stupid. Oh my god.
Yeah, Joe Rogan went around with them, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh man.
If we can have reality shows like that, and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and everything, then I think my reality show idea that I'm been working on is perfectly legit, which is the Real Freemasons of Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, the Freemasons apparently have a big hand when it comes to Hollywood. So I don't know how far you'd get, and you could do the show, but I don't know if it's going to get broadcasted on syndicated on any major networks.
Yeah, well, no, the Freemasons do have a hand in Hollywood. That's what's interesting about it. I mean, especially when you go around Hollywood physically and you look at the destinations and all the usual attractions and all that, you don't see, you hear the Jews run Hollywood. Well, you don't see that. You see Masonic symbolism engraved in the oldest structures like Grauman's and the Gates of Ishtar and all that stuff, and but you don't. I think Hollywood goes where the dollar is, and if the dollar is not on something Masonic, then the Masons don't really get the final say. I mean, that's all a hodgepodge of marketing, advertising stuff that they run with. So, if the most stylish, in vogue thing tomorrow morning was dogging on the Masons, believe me, every show in fucking Hollywood would be that. So.
Good point. Well, they do seem to be wanting to put the Masonry in a positive light with that National Treasure movie. I remember that. And recently, they do bring up Masons occasionally in movies, and they always try to put it in a good light, though.
Well, yeah, the Scottish Rite has been trying to really push that. Matter of fact, they've got a guy by the name of Robert Sullivan IV. If you've seen or heard of him, he's been trying to make the rounds in Radio Land and promote the whole, Masonic symbolism in cinema is so cute and, ooh, how interesting and all that. But it's always in a positive light, and it's always as an apologist, and whenever anyone asks any real questions, he dodges them because he's beholden to that network of jerk-offs, and it goes nowhere. And a lot of people don't really care to hear him speak because it's dry and it's boring. So. Right.
It's like with that interview movie they recently put out. They try to make the CIA look good, put them out in a good light.
Yeah, supposedly that's coming out on Netflix this Saturday. I'm trying to decide if I even want to watch that just to see how stupid it is.
Yeah, it's not worth watching more than once. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
I didn't think it was bad. I watched it twice, but first time I was with it still, so.
It was worth watching once.
No,
just
it
once,
wasn't
though.
Yeah. Well, Hollywood would have never shit-canned it if it was going to make them hundreds of millions. They obviously ran it on their test audiences, and it flopped. I think that's why they pulled it.
Mm-hmm. Likely, yeah.
Well,